Hello guys, gals, gamers, and Pokemon fans. So, a week ago there was a Pokemon Direct where the main focus was the DLC expansion pass for Pokemon Sword and Shield, but that's not the point of this video. They also, in that Direct, they talked about, it was like kind of a short reveal, little 2-minute trailer type of thing where there's going to be a remaster of Pokemon Red Rescue Team. Now that I'm really excited for. Hold on. Because, God, it's crazy to think that was it 15? It's been almost 15 years. I remember when that game first came out. And it was like, it was for the Game Boy Advance, and that was the thing. I remember seeing the commercial for it. It was the fall of 2006. That was the year I graduated from high school. And it was the fall of that year. I still had my Game Boy Advance. Well, actually, I still had my Game Boy Advance, but I wouldn't get a DS till about 6 months later. And so there was a commercial for the it was mainly actually for the Blue Rescue Team was the commercial. It was like coming soon to the Nintendo DS, and I was like, oh, that looks cool, but it's only for the DS. I was like, as I'm watching the commercial, and then they're like, also available Red Rescue Team for the Game Boy Advance. I was like, ooh, okay, I'll get that then. And to my knowledge, that was the last first-party title for the Game Boy Advance, and it was kind of sad, really, because it was like the end of an era, because it was not only the Game Boy Advance, but the whole Game Boy line. There was the Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Then we were moving on to the DS line. So, yeah, but it got me thinking, to some other Pokemon spin-off titles that I would personally like to see either be remastered or get a sequel. So these are just a few of my personal choices. The first one is Pokemon Colosseum. Very good game. Now, to be honest, I never really dabbled in the battle mode with this game, but the story in it was just, because it was such it was a unique idea. It was something new. You play as this guy on the back, who was, because I haven't played this in years, but from what I remember, this came out after Gen 3. It had Pokemon from all three of the first three generations, and that guy, the guy you play as, because you name whatever you want, he was part of this evil organization who they're turning Pokemon into mindless killing machines, and they have this device which allows you to steal people's Pokemon via Pokeball, steal trainers' Pokemon by using a Pokeball, which normally you couldn't do. So, he just realizes this is wrong, so he leaves the organization, steals the device, and uses it to basically save these Pokemon that are become mindless killing machines. He recaptures them and then basically trains them and raises them to kind of snap them out of it, or wake them up from this darkness, evil machine, something like that. But yeah, it's a lot better than I'm trying to make it sound. But yeah, that's such an awesome game, and I would love to see this get an HD remaster for the Switch. Now the next one, which is actually kind of a couple of different things, was Pokemon Pinball. Now there was actually one for the Game Boy Color, which was a Gen 1 game. I used to have it. That's a whole other story. And then there was this one, which was Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire. I've only played a little bit of it, and I got it about a year ago or something, but that's beside the point. But these games were so much fun, the Pokemon Pinball games. And I think it would be cool to see, another one, a sequel, or maybe just a remaster of the old games. Maybe they could take this one and the other one and make it, into, a dual set type of thing or something. Or just make another sequel, because, like I said, these games are a lot of fun. The Pokemon Pinball games. Because, hey, there are people who still enjoy pinball. The next one is Pokemon Snap. Now, a while ago, I read a rumor. It's a rumor. I don't know how accurate it is. But I read a rumor that there was actually a sequel of Pokemon Snap in production. Or development, I should say. Now, that's the thing with this. I think a sequel, rather than a remaster, I think a sequel would be better. Mainly for two reasons. One, as fun as this game is, once you've already played it, it's not so fun the second time, because after you, like, know everything and, like, how to do everything and stuff. Like, for example, the second stage, which is in, like, the mine area, and it's like towards the end of it, when you throw the apple with the electrode and it blows up, like, the chunk of the wall, and then it's, like, shows, like, a whole new area, which leads to the next level, which is, like, the volcanic area. And, so at the time when you first played, it's like, oh my god, that's, like, like, that's so awesome. It's, like, this new thing and stuff, like, a new area to explore, and it's, like... But, like I said, once you play the second game, it's, like, like, oh, yeah, there's the next level was right over there, the secret, but... So that's one reason I think a remaster would be better. The other is because... I mean, a sequel, excuse me, would be better than a remaster of this. The other reason is... Well, to be perfectly honest, I think we've seen enough Gen 1 remakes, and... I mean, I grew up with Gen 1. That was my first experience with Pokemon. But with the amount of Gen 1 remakes we've seen over the years, like, I think... I mean, I'm sure there's still going to be a lot more, but... Yeah, there's a little too many. So I think a sequel would be a lot better. And it would be interesting to see what they do. Would it be like... if they do a sequel to this, would it be like Gen 2, or would it be Gen 3, or Gen 4, or would it be like a compilation of a bunch of the old gens or something like that. Now the next game, I don't own this physically. I think I have it on my Wii Virtual Console. It's the Pokemon Puzzle League, which, again, I think sequel would probably be better because that was a Gen 1 game. But it's a very fun game. It's pretty much like Tetris Attack, but Pokemon. There's like because I haven't played that in years, but I forget, it's like arcade mode, adventure mode, whatever the hell you call it. That's a lot of fun. Then there's the, obviously, like, multiplayer modes and stuff, and it would be a great addition to the Switch, because, puzzle games are a good fit for the Switch. It's a hybrid system. You can play it on the go, you play it on the TV, or whatever. So I think Pokemon Puzzle League, like, would be not like, because I know there are other Pokemon puzzle games, especially on mobile and stuff, which mobile gaming... Nothing against mobile gaming, but it's just not really my thing. I'd personally, if there was another Pokemon puzzle game, I'd love to see another Pokemon Puzzle League. Like the one on N64. Now, this last thing, it's not so much like a remake or a remaster of an old game. It's more taking a couple of old games and taking, like, one chunk of them and then stretching it out a bit. And the Pokemon Stadium games, which there was a lot to do in these games aside from just, like, the stadium battles and stuff. There was also the mini games where you'd have, like, mini games like with Pokemon. And they're a lot of fun to play, especially with friends. And that's the thing. What if there was, like, a game like Mario Party, but with Pokemon? Like a whole Pokemon, like, you take the mini games from this, or the concept of that, and make it into its own game. I think that would be kind of a cool idea. Like a Pokemon Party type of game. Just a thought. I think that would be an interesting idea for a new Pokemon title for the Switch. So, I know there's a lot of other Pokemon spin-off titles. I've played a number of them over the years. Those are just a few ones that I would like to see remastered, or get sequels, or a new game type idea. What are some of your favorite Pokemon spin-off titles that you'd love to see either be remastered or get a sequel, and then obviously would come to the Switch or something? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. Maybe even hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.